Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new initiative by Nama KPSC Academy. I'm Dr. Arjun Bopanna, the founder of Nama KPSC Academy. So this initiative is called as Ethics at 8. So what are we planning to do here is to discuss the previous year questions on ethics that has been asked in KPSC, in UPSC, and various other exams, and also some test series questions we will try and solve in this initiative. So every day at 8 o'clock, we will try and solve or write one question on ethics. So the idea is that if we do this consistently for the next 50 or 100 days or 100 videos or 100 questions before you write your ethics paper, your scores in ethics would definitely enhance by about 20 to 30 marks. So that is a promise, or that's a guarantee that I can give you, that if you follow this initiative daily at 8 o'clock and write one answer on ethics, you will see a huge improvement in your ethics answers. Basically, in this initiative, it's an answer writing challenge on ethics, because I believe that ethics, the 250 marks, is very easy to score if you have the right concepts, right ideas, and if you are able to write those concepts and ideas very beautifully, structure your answers good, write good examples, add good keywords, you will be able to master ethics answers. So if you do it every day, I'm sure that you will see a huge improvement. So to help you do that, we will be trying to give you one question every day and discuss it and see how you can improve your answers. So it's an answer writing challenge. The idea would be to improve your concepts. Already you might be having ideas on various dimensions of ethics. You might have already attended classes, or you might have done self-study. So try to get clarity of the concepts. Some places enhance your understanding of a particular topic. That's what we will try and do in this particular video sessions. And also how to improve your answer presentation, what keywords that you need to write, what examples you can give, how to structure your answers, how to ensure that there's a good flow to your answer. We will try to do that in these videos. So at the end, we would want you to score more than 160 marks in ethics. So that's the main objective of this particular series. Okay, it's called as Ethics at 8. Now, who can benefit from this? So somebody who already have idea about ethics, they have read at least a book on ethics relating to UPSC or KPSC. Somebody who has already finished their classes on ethics, has gone to institutions of coaching and got guidance from the teacher on ethics. So they can use this series to improve their answer writing skills, to improve their concepts, get different perspective of ethics. And also it will be useful for freshers who have no idea about ethics. So by seeing these questions, you will get an idea as to how questions are asked in your examination. And therefore, when you start ethics tomorrow or whenever you start, you already have fair idea as to how questions are going to be asked, what you're expected to know. So when you're attending classes or when you're self-studying, you will know what to focus on. So therefore, both freshers as well as those who have finished ethics, who have given exams. If you are able to do this in a consistent manner, keeping it very simple, we will try and achieve better results in our ethics paper. Let's see what you are expected to do in these, in this sessions. So it will be hardly for 10 to 15 minutes. So every day, if you are able to give about 15-20 minutes for this ethics session, I can guarantee you that you will get more than 160 marks in ethics paper. So what I want you to do is, I will post one question. You pause the video. Okay, take about 8 to 10 minutes to write answer for that. Take a sheet of paper and write your answer. Then you play the video once again, and over there you will see how we discuss this question. Okay, and compare your answer with the discussion video, with the keywords that I have given in the slide, and see how you could have improved, and make sure you add those keywords to your notes, so that next time when something similar is asked, you will be able to write your answers. So that is what we are going to do in this Ethics at 8 program. All right, so it's a free initiative. Everybody is welcome to join. You can add comments so that we get some feedback and improve our approach towards this program. If you have any suggestions, feel free to comment in the comment box so that we can improve this program so that you can benefit from this initiative. So every day at 8 o'clock, we will try our best to post these videos. It's about 15-20 minutes of time that you can give for your ethics answer writing, and you will see immense improvement. I can guarantee you on that. All right, so without wasting a lot of time, let's go to today's question. This was asked in KS exam, gazetted exam 2021. The first question that was asked in the ethics paper was this. It was from the topic, from the syllabus, the moral thinkers from India and world. So if you see the ethics syllabus, moral thinkers, okay, is an important topic, and 3 to 4 questions can be expected from that particular topic, but it's quite vast. So therefore, it is very difficult to prepare. So why I have also put this particular question is to help you understand that sometimes when you don't know a particular topic, also, if you don't have exact factual information about a particular topic, still, if you are able to generally relate to that particular topic and write a generalistic answer, but with little bit of structuring of the answers and adding certain headings, etc., you can still elevate your scores. Now over here, the question is on Dalai Lama. So you can see this question, pause the video, and then write the answer, and then again play the video. So I'll just read out the question. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. Okay, says His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. So this is a statement that is made in this particular question. Are you expected to explain this idea? No. The essence of the question is over here. Okay, this is just a statement that is made about Dalai Lama, but the question is this: elaborate. Elaborate means to expand. Okay, to make it more clear, to give more information. Whatever, I mean, you can think about it in different ways. So elaborate, to make it more clear, to expand, to give more information about the values, of the teachings of Dalai Lama. So that can be inculcated from his life and teaching. So again, please remember, okay, there is 2 parts to this question. So you need to elaborate. It's not about discussion. It's not about commenting. It's not about positive, negative. No, the question is simply saying you agree to the teachings, or you just elaborate, you explain, you expand, you make it clear about the teachings of Dalai Lama, about the life of Dalai Lama. So there are 2 parts over here. The first part is, what values can you learn from his life? Is that understood? What values you can learn from his life? And those you can incorporate. What are those which you can incorporate? And the second part is the teachings of Dalai Lama. Now pause the video, guys, and write your answer. I hope you have all written the answer. Now, let's see the structure. So as I was telling, break down the question. See, what happens is sometimes students don't write everything required from the question point of view. So they write only part of it. They write for 300 words or whatever is the word limit, and they're happy that saying that, yes, I have written the answer. But when they come back, or when the score comes out, they will not be happy with the score, because they might have missed out on all the dimensions or what everything is required from the question. So here, see, there are 2 parts over here. So one from the life of Dalai Lama and one from the teaching. So therefore, your heading, or in your answer, when you're writing the heading, or when you're writing your answers, so life, see, who is Dalai Lama? First of all, right? So he is the spiritual leader of Tibetans, okay? So he practices Tibetan Buddhism. He teaches Tibetan Buddhism. He's fighting for political autonomy of Tibet. So these are some of the aspects of his life. So you'll have to write about his life and what kind of values he follows in his life. The values like non-violence, the values of compassion towards others. So this is some of the values that you inculcate from his life. Then his teaching is mainly based on Buddhism. So when you're writing about his teachings, you'll have to write about Buddhism. You'll have to write about the Tibetan Buddhist philosophies. You might have to write. So therefore, your answers should have both. See, if you have not written both the dimension of your answer, now check it. Check your answer. If you have not written both these dimensions, then there's something that is missing, and therefore a little bit marks will be deducted from your answers. So his life as a political leader, as a spiritual leader, as a philosophical thinker, you might have to write some of his values and how we can incorporate them. See, non-violence that he practices in his life, can we inculcate in our life? Yes, obviously. So it can be from an individual point of view, it can be from a social point of view. Non-violence values will ensure so many ethical conduct from us as well as from the society, right? Same way his teachings of Buddhism also need to be written. So here there are certain facts or keywords which you have to write. Let's just go through all of them now. So now coming to the structure, you write a little bit about Dalai Lama. Okay, who is he? Little bit, just about 2 to 3 sentences about him. Okay, whatever you know from general understanding is okay, because see, there are so many philosophical thinkers, leaders, religious leaders of ancient, medieval, modern times. It is impossible for us to remember everybody or would have studied everything. We have to sometimes take a guess. We sometimes have to take the risk and try to write a general perspective based on our common understanding from general studies, etc. So we know that, Dalai, we will not be knowing obviously when he was born, where he was born. I mean, some of you might be knowing. If we Google, we will get to know. But in the exam, the reality is you might not be knowing everything, right? You might not be knowing all these basic facts about Dalai Lama. So basic thing about that, he is a spiritual leader. He is a political spiritual leader of Tibet who's fighting for the autonomy of Tibet, etc. can be written. All right. So about Dalai Lama, some factual information, etc. can be added to your answer. If you have read some of his books, mention the books names, etc. Then you write about his life. You write about his teaching. Okay, the values that you can learn or values from his life, teaching, etc. You list them 1, 2, and 3, right? And then you can write examples as to how these values will be useful in your life, how it will be useful to improve the society, etc. And then finally, in the conclusion, overall, based on the list of values that you have written, how these values can help in improving you as an individual, how it can help the society if people inculcate these values. So that's what you can write about. Okay. So let's see some of the basic facts. See, the content-wise, you can read any textbook. You can just simply Google it. You would have it in your notes, etc. Let me just put across some basic content so as to help you to add those content into your notes or use it generally to improve your answers on other topics on essay. So let's see. So basically, you should have written, he's a spiritual leader from Tibet, fighting for or trying to assert autonomy of Tibet, etc. in a very non-violent means. Then his teaching is based on Tibetan Buddhism. So you have to make that. Some of his books, I'm sure not many would be aware of it, but you can make a note of it. Maybe tomorrow, if it is asked, let's say in other ways, or if they ask a question on open-ended question where they ask you write about any moral thinkers who has influenced you. If you have to write something like that, use Dalai Lama, because you have to reuse the content that you already have. Right. The Middle Way is one such book. The Art of Happiness, a handbook of living, for living, etc. This is something I just picked it up and I've just mentioned. If you know any other, you can add it. So this will be the introduction part. Now coming to the the body, the main body part. Now, when his life is asked, so non-violence, compassion towards everybody, sustainability, he incorporates science as well as spirituality in order to try to merge these two dimensions of individual's life, etc. Some of his teaching is based on Buddhism's, the Four Noble Truths. So most of you would have read this as part of your general studies in history, etc. So over here, the Four Noble Truths, dukkha, the truth of suffering. So basically, it says that our Buddhism believes that, suffering is real. Everybody goes through it. Individually, we have to accept that suffering is part of our life. The second is samudaya, the truth of the cause of suffering. So we have to try and understand the cause of suffering. So the cause is craving, the attachment, the ignorance about things, about our sufferings. This is the main cause of sufferings. Then nirodha, the truth of ending the suffering. So if you give up cravings, if you detach yourself from materialistic love, if you try to gain knowledge, right, you will be ending the sufferings. So one can attain the state of liberation. Once this truth is learned, they can attain a self-awareness, enlightenment, and this is known as nirvana. And the last one is marga, the truth of the path, the noble eightfold path. See why this again is important, even though we may not expect Dalai Lama as a question to be repeating. But this idea is very useful in your ethics and essay paper. So make note of these things. If you didn't have this information before, make note of this. It can be recycled in many other answers. So what is this, noble eight path that is there in Buddhist teaching? And it's very interesting because, some of these values are very integral part of developing ethics in individuals, ethics in society. If you follow these values, we can ensure an ethical life, we can ensure an ethical society. Okay, so what are these eightfold? And you need to expand it and then give examples as to how relevant it is to us in our ethical life, or to live an ethical life. Right understanding, right view of things, perspective, okay, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So these are the eight noble paths, and following this path will help us to get rid of our sufferings, will help us realize nirvana. It is difficult, but we have to strive towards achieving these these values in our life. And especially today's world, where there is so much of complexity, so much diversity, so much of violence, so much of intolerance, if we inculcate these things, right, right speech, right action, see, right actions by politicians, right actions by bureaucrats, right actions by you guys, civil servant aspirants, is going to help you achieve a ethical life that we always we would want to pursue, right? So these are some of the teachings that, if you see Dalai Lama's teachings in YouTube, etc., most of his, whatever he says, most of it is based on these values that is an integral part of Buddhism. So make sure these things are there in your answers. And okay, so let's say you did not know these things, then how do you write? So there are certain, if you talk about any moral thinkers, they have made their name, they are famous, people follow them as leaders, as spiritual gurus, etc. Don't you think that they would have all addressed certain values? Whichever religion you follow, okay, whether it is Hinduism, Christianity, Buddhism. So tomorrow if they ask a question, what are the values that religion can teach you? This XYZ religion can teach you. What does XYZ person teach you? What does this person teach you? That person. When you don't know specific facts like this, let's say you did not know, then how do you write this answer? General answers. Okay, but write it like as though you are committed to it. So the examiner may not give you full marks, but will give you better marks than others. Okay, so compassion. Obviously, his teaching will have some of the other things with respect to compassion. Compassion towards others, compassion towards nature, compassion towards animals, right? So compassion towards all being, kindness. So the statement itself mentions kindness. So kindness is one of the values that he would have incorporated in his life and teachings. Non-violence, tolerance, inner peace. So look at all this. This can be recycled to any answer. Tomorrow, if they ask you about Gandhiji, right, about his life of Gandhiji, what you can learn from it and incorporate. You don't know, use this. Don't know anything about certain people. Sometimes Abraham Lincoln, let's say, what you can learn from his life if a question is asked. There are some leaders who have changed the world. They can be asked. Mother Teresa, so you need to have certain content like this. Okay, add it to your notes. Make sure that these content are there. All right, compassion towards all being, kindness, fostering harmony and happiness in the society, non-violence, to resolve conflict and promote peace in this world. All right, tolerance, acceptance, and respecting diversity, fostering mutual understanding and harmony, inner peace. Okay, this can be achieved through mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection, especially in today's chaotic and stressful life. This value will be very useful in trying to have a more peaceful life. You write it like that, right? Enabling, so, and give examples. See examples of, corporate life and how stressful it is. Or, social disharmony, communal violence, and how kindness, compassion, non-violence can help in addressing these problems. Universal responsibility, altruism, okay, where you try and contribute to others' happiness and promoting education, etc. So all these are some of the values which are there in his teachings. Obviously, it's generic to a lot of philosophers and moral thinkers, which you can definitely use. So this way you write the body of this answer. Make sure all these points. So the more number of points is there in your answer, the more marks that you have to give to your answer. Okay, so at least about 10 points, 10 values from his life and his teachings can be added with examples. So examples are very important, guys, in ethics. Make sure you write 4-5 examples. Either for each point you can write one examples. That becomes too much expectation, and it becomes too monotonous after a point of time. So at least you write these points and then write few examples, or a couple of them you can combine and then write examples. So this way you will finish your body. And last, based on these values, how incorporating these values is going to help individual and society will be your conclusion. So in the conclusion, you can write something like this. This is a sample one, but obviously here teachings of the Dalai Lama of elimination of greed and selfishness will ultimately lead to individual benefits as well as social benefit by promoting brotherhood. Problems like what we face today, violence, conflict, destruction of nature, poverty, hunger, these are all caused because of human ignorance of sufferings, human ignorance of inculcating values to get or eradicate these problems. So by doing this, we can resolve these problems, sufferings caused by ignorance. And so we need to focus on uplifting our inner being. So inculcating Dalai Lama's teachings and the values from his life will help us achieve these things, should be the conclusion. So make sure you compare your answer with what we have discussed. And then make sure some of the keywords which are not there is added to your notes. Right? This is how you writing this particular answer will fetch you a very good marks. So this is how we are going to do Ethics at 8 program every day at 8. One question from previous year. Okay, I hope this was useful, guys. Let's see in the next video what question and how do we solve it. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to share and like. Thank you.